Yo, so fortuitous friction it would seem, bro. Fashionably late to the show, you know, but it must go on and on. But maybe it mustn't at the same time. Eventually that change has gotta come, you know, the pattern recognition, bruz. Think about it, fast fashion could lead to something more instead of a negative thing, yo. We could turn our strengths into weaknesses back to strengths. Only stands to reason, that's the only thing that makes the most sense, and nonsensical sense if that makes sense at the same time. You know, practice makes perfect, and I've got to focus on the beat. Usually I just free as I am now, spit the words that come to me at the time, but I forget to listen to the beat, you know, cause it's nice to listen to the beat, bro. Make sure your words have flow, but you know, that's what happens when you have no idea what you're gonna say off the top of your brain, but you just want to say what needs to be said to make sense of all the nonsensical sense out there, if that makes sense. Just saying. But anyway, that faux, false and fickle way to look at life, bro. It's not necessarily the system's fault entirely, you know, being torn apart at the seams, but torn, if you know what I mean. Like talk, all talk and no action seems to be the go, but not at the same time, bro. Cause it's talk like a car, you know, a diff lock in the mind, bro. Just cause you say a lot doesn't mean you haven't got something to say, and people just don't have the patience, mate. Patience, practice patience at your highest and lowest point. We're all doctors and patients now, yo, look at the world, bro. It's not the foundation's fault if the house wants to fall, but hey, they say the house always wins as the cards fall, you know. May the odds be ever in all our favour, yo. Stands to reason we need to work together on that, and not just point the finger whatever weather we get, if you know what I mean. But hey, here we go, that's a necessary process to the fault line of life, if you know what I mean. Earthquake in a door frame, safe place to be. Earthquake in a bed, for fuck's sake, mate. Yeah, cause the earthquake not so long ago came to Gippsland, mate. Back in the day, NWA it was, Dre, all the way through the wall. Yeah, as I sat in my bed, y'all, it came all the way along the ground and up the wall and into my back, wow. And people wouldn't want to seem foolish or phony just because they didn't want to be phony anymore, and they want to point out the lack, the fault in the system, man. But that doesn't mean they don't still appreciate the system. It's not the system's fault that we haven't worked together well. Well, as the plot thickened, all well. Remember that poor horse, but same thing, bro. A safe place to be used to be the horse and cart, but wouldn't want to put the cart before the horse and forget about the horse, if you know what I mean. Strange bedfellows indeed, because all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Maybe they didn't expect an egg to put themselves back together there. Night's watchmen on the wall, yo. Don't get caught up in the practice of actually rhyming off the top of your mind, yo. What happens if the strange bedfellows were just scared and the horses were sick of getting tortured, yeah? A safe place to educate, mate, because knowledge is power and responsibility, so we can get better at being responsible for what we've taken on, a responsibility back. You know, look back down that road we've came from, man. Yes, it's not okay to say, hey, you've got this, you have to wear this colour, and you don't, so you can't wear that, no. But there's nothing wrong with having an identity, yo, relative to your gender or your background or your country's culture, yeah. Food and drink, bro. But that doesn't mean it's okay to say that it's not okay to be a certain way. That's exactly the same principle, mate. Think about it, that's how the system has gotten itself back into this system. How many times now would you think in history? Yeah, it came with a place, mate, that small place in our brain. Notice how the skirt lifts as we've got more to say in our mind. A place to educate and rise above the animalistic side so we can have equality. Otherwise, that would all be such a sinister place to come from. Then how could we ever see through an innocent one's eyes? We couldn't, but we can. Now look at the ocean, man. Resilience is something that comes with life, but that doesn't mean life should have to suffer just to get close to our Last Supper. The Last Supper was meant to tell us a story, you know, bro. Like every story, it has a telling story, a moral behind it, yo.